because they don't affect the retro pay.
Yeah, they're not going to affect anything. So, can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it.
They've got five errors. This one is with Princess. This is a new one this week. That's an ongoing one. That's an ongoing one. This is it's an inactive record. Sam was looking into it. He's just checked it. It's to do with the pension, so it's inactive. So I'm going to roll back everything now from here. And that's going to be my final retro. I'm not going to run another retro after this, because we know about these ones. They're all ongoing ones. But the ones we fixed, they are fixed now. So no issues with that. The next one is going to be our retro entries report. That's going to be an important one. From there, we will look at any records which are pulled from the monthly payroll. Any elements on the monthly payroll which shouldn't be on the weekly. And it's also mentioned on the run book. So these are all rolled back. Now click on three dots and roll back. That's okay. Start. What's this? I'm going to report. Or I'm just messaging back to replying back to Sam. So we'll run the retro entries report now. Retro entries report from the run book. Process step 3 on the retros process. What elements are paid? So check all the parameters on that. This is wrong. We want week 4, 2024. 22nd complete. And weekly payroll, no relationship, nothing, anything, just report in Excel. Submit that. I'll be gone in 15 minutes for a school run. I'll be back in an hour. Would you be here by then, or are you finishing early? What time do you finish?
I'm going.
I finish at 4 usually.
You finish at 4, Chris?
Yeah.
And what about you, Chris?
I start 8 today because, as you said, a bit late. So I'm going 3 o'clock, going to pick my baby up, and I will be here around about 3:45, something like that. Around that time.
Okay. In that case, I will run the payroll calc and look at the negative nets and everything. So you're off next week, Chris. So yeah, we'll have to go through the process again.
I'm off next week.
Anyway. Yeah. So next week you won't be seeing the process anyway again. It'll be just in rounds. So yes, I will continue because I have to finish on Tuesday. My aim is to finish up till at least finish off the negative nets, and then make sure that all the advances and the retro entries are all in the system, so that in the morning on Wednesday I can come in and then just do the final checks and run the payroll. But because we have time for this week, I'll do the neg nets and the deductions not taken. It's basically just running the payroll, running it through the payroll calc and checking if there are any records in negative. This is the report we run here for this one. So I'll do that overnight, and then I'll write the process on that Word document I'm creating. And when you run the payroll next time, obviously, I'll be here anyway. So once you run it yourself a few times, you'll remember it, you'll understand the process as well. And then tomorrow morning, we'll start with the element entries and everything. So final checks, advances, and retro entries, which are in the retro checks folder. I've created a retro check folder with these are the tickets which are received on the People's Portal where managers have submitted time cards for previous weeks. So if you can see my screen there. All these time cards I have to check before I do the final calc. So once I've done the first calc, I will go in and check the time cards. I can show you this tomorrow morning, actually. So this we can save it to tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'll be here till 6 at least. So I'll finish off till negative net. Then tomorrow morning I'll show you how to check the time cards if they've processed or not.
Yeah,
if they
one
haven't
thing.
been processed through the payroll.
Sorry, cutting you
Yeah.
off. Rahat, you said we need to check. What you mean check? We need to go manually check? Is it process or not or what?
Yes, yeah. We check each and every one of these entries, all these, one by one,
Okay.
to check if the time cards have been processed. That's why we've created a separate folder for retro checks.
Okay. Can you just
These
send?
could be checks against the advance payments you've created on Friday, or even like managers who asked for who queried it to say that they've submitted time cards for previous weeks. Have they gone through for this week or not?
Okay. So this retro you want me to check tomorrow morning?
If you can, yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
But we want to show Chris as well, so obviously
Of
we'll
course,
have to
Chris
be all
knows.
at the same time. Chris, you would know about this anyway, because you do it on a monthly.
Yeah, I get the whole idea. Once you write it, and you're just checking if the gross is
Exactly. Yeah,
being
that's right.
processed, and then
I
your advance
think-
payment also is in there as well.
Rahat,
Yeah,
I think I
that's
have
the
done
option.
with this before with Chris.
Yeah, you did it last week as well.
Yeah,
right?
I did last week, and I used to do monthly in my the previous job.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I will check that.
It's just, yeah, we know how you do it at Spire and what's the timing of doing it, when you do it exactly. So it's just that, basically following the run book and just managing your flows at the same time.
Yeah.
So where are we now? Entries report. This is completed. 274. Now the purpose of this retro entries report is to check if there are any entries which are irrelevant to the weekly payroll, first thing. Secondly, if there are any queries, you can also check from here. You know, those retro checks I've mentioned, you can also check them here if they've been processed or not. Because this is the report which is created after the payroll has gone through a retro. It's been calculated, retro has been calculated. So I would put a filter on here on column N. This is the element name. Out of this, you would take off all those elements which are relevant to the monthly payroll. So select everything. Acting of payment definitely is the monthly payroll thing. Annually final pay retroactive, again it's a monthly payroll. Enhanced holiday pay final payment retroactive, it's a monthly. This one again monthly. We don't want from here medical benefit retroactive. The reason they are here because they could be related to a multiple assignment, or this is getting processed only the weekly, which it shouldn't be but it's with Prince to fix. Medical benefit should be on the weekly payroll, or could be a multiple assignment. Again, PMI benefit as well. OSP entitlement. And then you want salary recovery, definitely not a weekly payroll element. Salary retroactive,
Retroactive,
not,
yeah.
definitely not, yeah. So SSP and SMP, they can stay. If you see on this list, I've got all the elements which shouldn't be on the weekly payroll, and this is what I've mentioned here on my run book as well. If you look at line 178, row 178, no, 178, sorry, on row there, 137. check for any salary payments, OSP, retro, EHP monthly, EHP final payment, and any monthly payroll element should be rolled back. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have all this, so I'm gonna filter them out from here. This is basically just have to be focusing on this process, as this is a bit complicated. I've recently just started doing this. So final payment we don't want, monthly payment we don't want. These are all fine, they're all weekly payroll. Holiday pays, bank is definitely weekly. Hours at enhanced, medical benefit we don't want here. OSP entitlement we don't want because weekly employees are not entitled to OSP. PMI benefit, salary covering salary, retroactive. We click on that. Now, we will copy these records into a new tab. Now we have to roll back these records, and there are so many of them. Like we just copy all of these. This one here, person number. It will ask you to unmerge cells first. If you look on the retro element name, we just have all the elements which are on the monthly payroll. You see, I filtered out the weekly ones. These are the monthly ones left now. All these elements shouldn't be on the weekly payroll, so we will roll them back. That's basically the concept of doing this. We will copy all those and then create a new tab here. There. So basically, it'll be how many records. It'll show you 2,454. So, but basically, it's not. It shouldn't be this many. It's because there are multiple
Duplicates.
lines. Yeah, duplicates. So we'll remove duplicates from here. 2,312 points gone. So we have only 143 records left. So if we start rolling them back one by one, it's going to take us at least 2 days to do this. So there's a process for this, which I don't think so we have time to do it this week. It's a 2-step process. And we have to create an object group first. I'm not sure, Chris, if you've done it before. Creating an object group and then adding these records into that object group and rolling them back. So only these records.
I don't think I've done that before, no.
Yeah, you haven't, yeah. So I can show you this next week we do it. Was or probably if you're here till 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's not time to do it today. Yeah, we can do it next time, definitely, because we have time. We will be running it until you're fully confident about running the payroll yourselves. So we can do this next time. I will continue with this one.
Well, that's be not next week, but the week after then for me personally.
Yeah, for you it'll be week after. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. No problem. No problem at all. It's just whenever, as I said, whenever you feel confident in running it yourself. Even then, I'll be still here. I mean, obviously, I'll be doing the testing side and weekly.
Also, Steve's come to doing this, isn't he, as well?
Is he going to do it as well? Yeah.
No, just he's done this though, hasn't he? He's run the whole week, hasn't he?
This process has been this scenario is created by Sam. He's showed me how to do this. He used to do this on his pensions thing. I don't think anyone else follows this in the team to create an object group nowadays. So this is like a new thing for me as well. I've started doing it like 6-7 weeks ago. And it works fine as well because it saves me a lot of time. Instead of, because before that I used to have all these lines, I used to go and roll them back one by one.
Really?
I used to have 50, 60 records only. This is like too many now. No, this is 61 now. So yeah. So yeah, I used to roll them back one by one. So I asked him and he showed me this process. So the reason I don't want to show you now because I've got to go to the schoolroom first. If I do it quickly, it's not going to make any sense because it's like a 2-step process. don't confuse you. We'll
Good,
go
another
give you
time
so
on
many
here.
things. Yeah. I think we can stop here now.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we can start again from the checking bit.